It's time for Virginia and Team USA here at the USA Lacrosse Fall Classic, live from Sparks, Maryland on Lax Sports Network. Joined once again by Ryan Powell. I am Tom Eschen, and Ryan, we just saw Captain America Tom Schreiber run on the field with an American flag. Doesn't get much better than that, right?
Absolutely not. Playing for Team USA was always my greatest accomplishment in the sport of lacrosse. An honor like no other, especially being a captain of the squad like I was in 2010. So Team USA, the red, white, and blue, will be revved up and ready for this one tonight.
I think we're revved up and ready to go. Virginia already playing once today. They fell to Canada. Canada coming back, bouncing back nicely after falling to Team USA yesterday. Team USA, of course, getting that win and looking quite good in doing so. So we'll see Virginia promising to play more of their main guys, the starters at least at the beginning. US will cycle some through as John Danowski and the rest of his staff take a look at this team here as we prepare for the 2023 World Championships coming up next summer. As we saw Virginia earlier today, Ryan, what stuck out about them that they can maybe capitalize on, do better here in game two?
Well, I thought they had a couple unforced turnovers during the game, and when you're playing the caliber of talent that they're going to face right now, you got to protect the ball, you got to win face-offs, you got to get great goalie play, and you got to really execute every time that you get the ball in the offensive end of the field.
Saw Matthew Nunes, the freshman for Virginia, getting the start today in that goalie battle with Bobby Gavin. Gavin played well in the first game. Nunes did as well. I mean, Ryan was speaking very highly of him. Blaze Reardon in goal for Team USA. Trevor Baptiste, Petey LaSala at the X for the opening faceoff. And away we go. And moving too quickly was LaSala, and Baptiste and Team USA will take over. Here is Tom Schreiber, Captain America. His first appearance this weekend for this U.S. men's national team since his game-winning goal in those World Championships a few years back. So he's had some injuries, NLL duties, and now he's back working with the guys once again. A pretty full squad. A couple guys here for Team USA not playing this weekend. Michael Earhart in the mix, of course. He's banged up right now. T.D. Erlin, another guy on their radar. So Team USA, other than that, have looked very good. And let's see what they have today against the two-time defending national champs.
Having a couple injuries for Team USA, they certainly have the firepower and some guys that can step in and replace those injuries for sure.
And immediately getting started is Mac O'Keefe. The sharpshooter makes it 1-0 Team USA.
The sharpshooter is right, number 5, O'Keefe, with a nice riser right there, puts the head of his stick down near the carpet and lifts one to the top of the cage. Great placement, great shot. USA gets on the board quickly. O'Keefe, awesome shot.
Assist there for Schreiber. O'Keefe's almost automatic at times when he gets enough room and enough space. He is so impressive to watch. Of course, if you saw him at Penn State, you would know that. It set the NCAA record with 221 career goals. Baptiste wins another faceoff.
Yeah, O'Keefe certainly knows how to find the back of the net. He's one of the best finishers we've had in the sport in a very long time.
And no Ryan Brown for Team USA this weekend, and sort of that shooter role. O'Keefe filling that role. And you see these pieces fitting together. That's what it's all about for Team USA. And that's what they have tried to create, a culture of chemistry. And so far, so good. It's Jules Henningberg starting out at X here today. Saw Rob Pennell yesterday with a goal and 3 assists against Canada. Ament also getting the start for Team USA, working alongside Henningberg. No one gets over his stick, so a turnover here back to Virginia. Virginia fell down early, 5-0 to Canada, and then sort of was able to even out things as time went on in that game. Trying to avoid another slow start here against USA. Xander Dixon had one of the highlight goals of the weekend so far in that first game against Canada. Had a couple goals in that matchup. It's Peter Garneau. Team USA putting that pressure on. That picked up by Jesse Bernhardt. Here comes the other way. Patrick Resch. Skip pass to O'Keefe. Drags it on through. O'Keefe in close. And a flag there. I think O'Keefe went inside the crease. And the whistle will sound.
Yeah, we'll see how the USA man-up unit looks here. Their first go at it today. And watching the game earlier, Team Canada certainly has some firepower on their man-up unit. And we'll see if, Team USA looks as sharp and the ball movements as quick, but certainly both talents on both of those units.
O'Keefe surveys. Seen them work with some combinations. That's a low shot that time by Perkovic. Bounces on through. Heacock there to back it up. Amen. Couple steps in. There's O'Keefe again. He's got two. 2-0 Team USA. So tough to stop. Tick-toe passing right here, moving from one guy's stick to the next. Very unselfish. Ament, great vision right here with a little skip pass through the man-down defense, and he finds O'Keefe again, who catches and buries. We just talked about it. That guy can do it with the best of them. Great placement, good shot, puts USA up 2-0. Of course, Ament and O'Keefe working quite well together at Penn State. Ament setting the career scoring record at Penn State with 284 points in his career. 191 of those assists, and many of those going to Mac O'Keefe. Another face-off win. It's been a slow start for the Virginia side and Petey LaSalle. Some of these rules, of course, international rules, especially for face-off, have to be a quick adjustment, especially if you're not as familiar as maybe Trevor Baptiste would be with those. Here's Hennenberg, marked up by Cole Caster. Ament using that speed. Chaucer's got plenty of speed out of the midfield as well. O'Keefe over there to a wide open Costabile. Save that time by Nunes.
Great save right there by Nunes. You notice the difference of the game right now. Team USA spreading the ball out. They move the ball on the outside, trying to spread that UVA defense out. The Canadians play a little different style. They got the ball in tight a little bit more. Team USA using their athleticism to try to beat UVA, where the Canadians were using more of their stick and off-ball cutting.
Ament marked up here by Saustad. Saustad, one of the best defenders in the nation. Bounces back out. Virginia gets possession back here. So after all that, Virginia gets the ball, and we'll get to see them on offense. Schellenberger, Moore, Cormier. A lot returning for Virginia here in 2021-2022. Lost a couple guys, but overall, you're going to see them reload once again here.
Team USA with a couple early bad turnovers here. They got to clean that up for sure. They want to find success when it counts most.
The look into the middle, sort of a quick stick, short arm shot there that time by Cormier, unable to get it to go. Midway through this first. Comes Perkovic. Perkovic takes the shot. It's stopped by Nunes. Take a good look here at the right side of the field with 7:06 to go. The ball over there in the other side of the field on the offensive zone for Virginia. 7 minutes to play here in the first half. And the first quarter, excuse me. Raindrops continue to fall. Here's Jeff Connor. Pops that out to Schellenberger. Skip pass almost gathered there once again, and it's picked up by the U.S. Couple fakes in transition for Brad Smith. They get it, they shoot it, and score it. Amen.
Pretty much a textbook fast break here. Great draw. One pass, two passes. Ament on the receiving end. Down low. Nice catch and finish. Good little fake to freeze that defense just a bit. And Ament, like I said, he cans one to the back of the net. USA, their third G of the game. And Ament looks good down there at the attack.
A big weekend for Ament, a member of the U19 training team. He just missed the final roster spot there, so really looking to make his way on Team USA. And of course, it's such a competitive roster at that. To sort of carve out a niche for yourself is huge, and every opportunity counts. Ament's showing that he has that ability to put it in the back of the net himself, outside of just being that outstanding feeder that we know him to be.
He was not selected for the U19 team. Is that what you're telling me, Tom?
Back in 2016, that's correct.
That
was one of the things that you look years later, you're like, wow. I mean, at that point, I guess he sort of had to bloom a little bit later than most.
Yeah, late bloomer, or we got to check the evaluation team and get their names.
Here's Jules Hennenberg, a little inside roll. Costabile trying to go to work. Good job by Salad. Here is Ament. It's hit up high, goes no look, and that's picked off. So the flag does fly. A little late there. That is a hold, that's called, actually. Oh, there we go. It's up to the head. And the U.S. will have another man-up opportunity here. 4:22 to go in this first.
What an awesome opportunity this is for Coach Tiffany and UVA, the two-time defending champs, get out here and play against the very best in the world. So in every one of these situations right here, man down, you're playing against the top six offensive players out there in the world right now. Pretty unique opportunity for him.
There's a deep shot that goes just wide, backed up by O'Keefe. And yeah, talking to Lars, and he goes, you know, normally for college, when we're preparing our defensive schemes, it's more individually based. But here against these teams like USA, you can't just go individually. You have to go as a scheme. And right now, the U.S. out scheming Canada. There's another for Amen, a quick 3 points.
The Penn State products right now are on fire. What I like about Ament right here is just the quick release, not really looking where he was going to shoot the ball, being deceptive, a quick catch and release, and he's got rope. Number 6, he's on fire here in the early going.
4 goals, all by Nittany Lions. 2 for Ament, 2 for O'Keefe. Somewhere, Greg Gorenlian is smiling.
Baptiste is taking care of his business at that face-off X here in the early going as well.
Yeah, he had to adjust yesterday a bit. He went just 2 for 6 against Canada, and I think, of course, going back and forth between all these rules takes some guys longer than others, but like you said, Ryan, he's picked things up today for sure. We haven't seen Virginia with the ball that much here. We've got 2:54 to play in the first. They split their duties yesterday. Baptiste alongside Stephen Kelly and Joe Nardella. Joe Nardella not here today, so it's going to be Baptiste and Kelly against Virginia. Hands free, stopped there. Brad Smith with the shot. Nunes making another save. I guess did that go in?
Yes.
It looked like that went in, but Hennenberg. It's 5-0. Yeah.
Nunes is trying to make the outlet pass right there, and Hennenberg put his stick up in the air. I think it deflected off the side of his head or off his shaft, and then ended up bouncing into the cage.
Unbelievable. And we do have another look here. Let's take that look.
Oh no. Didn't even get touched there. So Nunes.
Own goal, as they would say in the world of football. Hennenberg just happened to be in the right place at the right time. He'll get credit, I guess. Another win for Baptiste. Baptiste now looking to get involved offensively. Of course, he's one of the veterans for this U.S. men's national team. One of the 4 gold medalists that were on the 2018 squad. Baptiste, Bernhardt, Pennell, and Schreiber. Probably saw the article about Pennell in USA Lacrosse magazine after yesterday. Pennell, the oldest on the team. 2013 alum of Cornell. He had a goal and 3 assists yesterday. So sort of seeing that next generation take over with no John Galloway, Joel White, no Ned Crotty, Paul Rabel, of course. All those guys sort of moving on in their lives, and now this new wave is here. A lot of eyes on Amen. Comes Costabile. Schreiber getting a screen, going down hard was Costabile there, but Schreiber finds Amen, who's stopped by Nunes.
One thing I love about watching Team USA is just the unselfish play. These guys are just making the right decision with the ball. They don't care who's going to score the goal. It's about the good of the team, representing your country, playing at a high level. It's a lot of fun to watch, and Schreiber's certainly the definition of that. One of the most unselfish superstars this game has ever seen.
It's a spot where they should be, these guys are some of the best in the world. There should be some selfishness there, but they take that away. They check it at the door, and that's why they were successful in 2018 when we saw them win the championship. That's what the culture has been all about, as it looks like the final seconds are going to tick off here in the first quarter. U.S. off to a hot start. Virginia finding themselves in the same hole they were against Canada. Team USA, a 5-0 lead. 2 goals by Ament, 2 by O'Keefe. The red, white, and blue are rolling on Lax Sports Network. Second quarter just about to get underway here in Sparks, Maryland. The USA Lacrosse Fall Classic live here on Lax Sports Network all day long alongside Ryan Powell. I am Tom Eschen, and there you go. Virginia getting the ball to start this second. Didn't have the ball much in the first. They trail 5-0.
No, they certainly didn't have the ball much. I was just laughing. I've been in contact with Mike Reardon, who's a good friend of mine, the father of Blaze, and after quarter number 1, we did not mention Blaze Reardon's name in time. So we'll see if UVA can get it going here.
Did he tell you to give him a couple shout outs, Ryan, in the meantime, just in case?
No, he didn't say. He would never do that. But, I was laughing about it because it made me think that we haven't mentioned his name, and there's a reason for that.
He played 11 minutes yesterday against Canada. It was kind of the same story. He didn't get a lot of opportunities there. He didn't allow any goals. He had a couple of saves, and he didn't get a lot of chances just because of the same sort of game flow that the U.S. took over after a while. Now here, Virginia with an opportunity. They've got some talented scorers on their end, so maybe Blaze will be tested here. They do find, at that point, an open player, and Cormier unable to get that to go. There's Moore working with Cormier. Oh, nice pass by Cormier into the middle. That one deflected away.
What a summer Reardon's had, though. Number 10 in net for Team USA. Goalie of the year, MVP, playing the game at a high level.
Schutz takes a big hit there on the doorstep, and the flag flies. And you're absolutely right there, Ryan. It's been fun to watch Blaze sort of, ascend to the top of the lacrosse world. And everybody you talk to, they say, "Oh, he's such a great player. But he's such a great person." I mean, that's such a refreshing thing to hear. All these guys, all these guys are good, but then every time people make sure, they make sure to say he is such a wonderful human being. You gotta love that, just by his mentality and personality.
Yeah, no doubt. They're spot on about that. I get the opportunity to work some lacrosse camps with him over the summer, and he's one of the best guys we have in our sport.
Man up here for Virginia, looking for their first goal of the day. Held off the board in the first. How about that skip pass, just a little high and outside from Kyle Kumar. Didn't see the flag down here behind the play. That'll be another penalty on Team USA. So Virginia will really have the advantage here now.
UVA is definitely getting some opportunities here. They still have not been able to crack the code just yet on Reardon and the rest of the Team USA defense.
USA doing a great job of getting their sticks in the passing lanes. It's been tough to get through.
Good call on that, Tom, for sure. That's what I've seen as well.
And finally, on the board, Virginia. It's 5-1. Griffin shuts his first goal against Team USA in a Virginia uniform, the freshman from Bridgeport.
What a big stud this guy is. He is a big boy. Looks like a football linebacker coming off the field. So Schutz capitalizes down low. Great hands, catches it, and was able to step in front of the cage, improve his angle, and he buries one to the back of the net.
Yeah, Lars Tiffany said, looks like he's going to go play for the football team tomorrow. That's the kind of body he has as just a freshman. 6'3", 220. How about that for the next line of great Virginia players coming out? So some new faces offensively here for Team USA. You've got Ryan Tierney coming in, Ryan Ambler as well for the first time. And they turn it over. Schellenberger, #1, the most outstanding player from the NCAA tournament back in the spring. Jeff Connor now with possession on top here with Xander Dixon. They get it inside, and another one. Cormier this time. 5-2, couple in a row for the Cavs.
That's a good response there after quarter #1. UVA coming out ready to step up and meet the challenge. Cormier, nice goal here. Give Virginia their second goal of the afternoon on a nice riser. Brings it from down low on the turf and stings one to the upper part of the cage. Great shot.
That sort of low to high that you see a lot of Canadians use. Cormier from Oakville had a couple goals against Maryland in the championship. All sorts of stick slots from up north. Baptiste winning that against Gable Braun that time. Gable Braun spelling Petey LaSalla for a moment. 5-2. Virginia with the last two. Matt Rambo checking in for the first time today.
What a gritty competitor he is, Rambo. I love his game. Unbelievable player. Does a lot of different things well, but #1 on the list is he is an absolute competitor.
He is a Philly guy, so it's appropriate you use the adjective gritty there, Ryan. I appreciate you getting that in today.
Oh, no doubt. You kidding me? He 100% is. He's first team all grinder with a lot of talent on top of the grind.
Really blossomed his pro career coming out of Maryland, winning the Tewaaraton, and really coming into his own with the Whip Snakes the last few years. Loose ball, some pushing. Rambo, there he is, right there, Ryan. Gets the possession back.
That's what I'm talking about. You see what I mean? Guy just doesn't quit. Even when his team's been down, you know, in the PLL over the summer, he just continues to fight and grind, and his will to win is off the charts.
I bet he really enjoyed that hit. You know, as an attackman, you don't get a lot of opportunities to do that.
He's a big body, too.
Here's Schlosser. Danny Parker getting some applause from his sideline. Gets Schlosser on the ground. Danny Parker, the junior from Mount Sinai, St. Anthony's product. Could light a spark under this Cavaliers fire. It's Jeff Connor trying to work maybe a two-man with more. They're going to keep it slow.
Just look at the little things here today, you know, watching UVA versus Canada and first matchup of the day here in the Fall Classic. A couple unforced turnovers. They look a lot more confident to me. Right now, they're gelling a little bit more. So it's all about baby steps and just continuing to improve.
Oh, what a find there. Oh, unable to grab that was Cormier. The beautiful pass. The ball will stay here, though. It almost feels like, you're right, Ryan, they're rising to the occasion. This is a more experienced team, this U.S. men's national team, compared to Canada, but Virginia, you know, sort of maturing along with them here today.
Yeah, like we've talked about several times over the last couple, you know, watching the game earlier and then watching this one, just an awesome opportunity for these college guys at Virginia to go against the best and measure yourself on the stick of where you're at and where you need to go, or where you're looking to go, where you need to improve.
Step down, missed by Garneau. That is Jack Concannon back in goal here for Team USA. He played 27 minutes against Canada. Looks like we've got a timeout on the field. How about that? 4:44 to go here in the second quarter. Team USA leading Virginia 5-2 at the USA Lacrosse Fall Club. 4:50 to go here in the second quarter in Sparks, Maryland. 5-2, Team USA with a lead. They jumped out to that 5-0 lead in the first, and they haven't scored in the second, Ryan. And Virginia has taken some of the momentum right back here.
Absolutely, they got the momentum and ball possession. You know, they got the ball at their end of the field a lot more, and they're being smart with the ball. We'll see what the coaching staff from UVA draws up here coming out of a timeout. But this was a good timeout, and again, another opportunity to work on coming out with a player, a set out of a timeout, and see if they can get another G.
The ball will start in the hands of Connor Schellenberger, the sophomore now in Charlottesville. 4 goals, 2 assists in the championship game against Maryland back in the spring. And that flag will fly. Thought it was coming on Dominique Alexander. Reagan Quinn now goes cross, and like that, there's another stick in the middle. Rex Road hooking that up high.
You talking about the flag flying? Quick funny story for you. I went up to the Syracuse-Clemson football game last night. My daughter's never seen a football game before, and it's in the first quarter, and she said to me, she said, "Dad, what was that flying banana peel?"
Sometimes they kind of, it feels like that's what they are. Oh, that one off the pipe that time from Kumar. You feel like instead of throwing a flag, the official might have dropped that, depending on the call they're making on that day.
Yeah, for sure. I was laughing pretty hard at that one.
Another shot for Kumar. That boggled up in the middle. Little spin move in the middle. JT Giles Harris showing some of that athleticism.
Impressive to see Team USA, how active their sticks are out there in the middle of the defense. Not only their sticks, but their bodies, soaking up the shot right there on that last possession for UVA. So young players out there watching this game right now, see how active Team USA is on the defensive end with both their footwork, the communication, but most importantly right now, getting their sticks in every single one of the passing lanes available.
Rob Pennell checking in for the first time today. Cornell alum back in 2013, gone on to have a fantastic pro career and international career with Team USA. Ambler gets a pick from Pennell. Pennell pops open. He was open. Back to Rambo. And out to Brad Smith. The defense holding firm. You talk about Rambo and sort of his strength. At Pennell, you look at his legs, they're like tree stumps. So strong in the lower half.
Well, he does a lot of work on it. The guy's extremely dedicated to his craft. And I was watching some film on him before the broadcast today. And just so impressed with his footwork, his strength, explosiveness with his legs. But his head is always on a swivel. When he makes a little roll dodge, his head swings and he can see the field extremely quick out of those moves that he makes. And because of his training, because of his knowledge of the game, that has made him one of the greatest attackmen our sport has ever seen.
Garno working into that left side, trickles past the stick of Concannon for a moment. Big hit there behind the cage by Rexroad. Sportsmanship there, helping up Matt Moore.
Good sportsmanship, but just a bad penalty. I mean, the ball's going to be going the other way and probably transition going the other way. So, we saw that out of Team Canada a little bit as well. There's good penalties and there's bad penalties, and that was not a good one or a smart one at that time.
Pivotal time in the game, too. A minute to go here in this second quarter. Virginia with the 2 goals in this second. That one off the pipe again by Garno. I think Virginia's hit at least 2 pipes here in this quarter.
Garno steps down and just unloads a missile. That thing was moving.
Might have hurt himself shooting as he comes off. And don't forget, I mean, this shouldn't be underplayed because Virginia's held Team USA off the scoreboard in this quarter. It was 5-0 after 1. I mean, that's saying something against these names we've been talking about, Ryan.
Absolutely. We've only seen the ball down in the Team USA end maybe 3 times this quarter.
Little toe drag by Quinn there. 30 to go. Bernhardt picks it up. Ever so steady, the veteran. Comes Ryan Tierney. Cross field to Pennell. Pennell's got a couple chasing him. Pennell going back to Rambo. He goes down hard. His helmet comes off. 2 flags fly. And Team USA maybe wants that advantage with a timeout, I believe, called, taking it out of the box. Or just making some changes here to use these last few seconds to their utmost potential.
For Kennedy, University of Virginia, 100 pounds.
Very least, if the U.S. decides just to hold it here, they'll get the ball to start the second half. And Schlosser will do accordingly. They just run. Just get the ball to Mikey Schlosser and let him run. 5-2, the U.S. with the lead, but Virginia held the team USA off the scoreboard here in that second quarter. That's an accomplishment into itself. Well, other than that, we saw the U.S. on the board early and often. Those Penn State guys, O'Keefe and Ament, 4 goals to begin this one. Another one, an own goal. Jules Hennenberg was the closest. 5-2, Team USA on top with Schutz and Cormier, each with the goals for UVA. So we're through 2. The second half should be good, so stick with us. But first, halftime coming your way right here, live on Lax Sports Network. The third quarter beginning in moments here at the USA Lacrosse Fall Classic in Sparks, Maryland, alongside Ryan Powell. Tom Eschen for you on the call in game 3 of 4 on the day. This has been good so far. U.S. jumped out to an early 5-0 lead, and then Virginia held them at no goals in the second and got 2 of their own. A good battle. Expecting the same here in the third, right, Ryan?
Absolutely. The Penn State products came out hot in this one. 2 goals apiece, Ament and O'Keefe. And then in the second quarter, UVA really chilled out a little bit on the offensive end, started protecting the ball, and Team USA didn't see the rock very often in quarter number 2. So it'll be exciting to watch the third quarter here in the nice fall classic. And both teams are getting after it. It's a good game so far.
You got to remember Virginia also adjusting to the rules as the day goes on, too. The international rules is what we're playing here. So that's also another piece to this. And like you said, settling down and not having to worry about having a shot clock behind you. So that's something else to think about here as we are underway. U.S. getting the ball here to start the third due to the Virginia penalty for the next minute to start this quarter. Also, U.S. with a man advantage. Shriver skips that to O'Keefe. O'Keefe, a couple fakes, gets it into Hennenberg. And the kick save, I believe, in a beauty by Bobby Gavin. Just checking in for the first time today.
Great save by Gavin. He played good against Team Canada as well. Played the first half against them. Here he's getting the nod in the second half against Team USA, but a big-time save.
Final countdown just commenced, so here comes the extra player. It will even things up, even strength once again here. 1 minute in, U.S. gets one more shot on it, but Virginia holding firm during the man down. That one of the pieces that Lars Tiffany said they wanted to improve from a year ago. It's hard to, you won a national championship, but you got to go over everything with a fine-tooth comb. He said man up, man down situations were something they wanted to get better at in 2021, 2022.
This is a great game right now for young lacrosse players to watch. You see the spacing.
What a look there. This time the opposite. O'Keefe to Ament. Haven't heard that a whole lot, but it's the U.S. getting back on the board, 6-2.
These two guys just play so well together, always know where each other are. There's a lot of history there, a lot of games, a lot of battles that they played with over the years, and just great vision to the backside. Nice catch and finish, perfectly placed shot right in the upper 90. Big time goal, and what a way to start if you're Team USA.
Ament's got a hat trick now to go along with an assist. O'Keefe's got 2 goals and an assist. It's really been a lot of Penn State on the scoreboard today, and everybody else. Meanwhile, on the other end, that is Nardella. We were told initially he wasn't going to be here, but here he is. Nardella takes it in and scores.
Well, you're starting to see this a lot more often now as the game has evolved, the talent has risen. The face-off guys are no longer just fogos, as we used to call them back in my playing days. They weren't very talented with their sticks. They were great at pulling the draw out of there and getting it out to the wing. We're starting to see some real athletes play that face-off position. that can do things with their sticks. Very good stick skills. Nardella is one of the best in the business when it comes to facing off, winning, being able to push in transition, and having the confidence to go down and stick one to the back of the net.
Of course, he went to Rutgers for his college days, but with both of us on the broadcast having an affinity for that area, Nardella, a Cazenovia alum from that part of the country in New York, helped them win a Class C championship a few years back. Had to shout it out, right, Ryan? I mean, come on, it's the elephant in the room.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not sure how many homes are left out there right now after the storm that just rolled through there. No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't that bad, but we got some severe thunderstorms.
Everybody we're battening down the hatches, and you know, the winter is moving in, I guess is one way to put it, down up there in upstate New York.
Exactly.
Xander Dixon, one-timer on the inside, unable to get that to go with Schutz, and I think also Concannon might have got a stick on that. That goes against the USA. Ball stays here. Looks like Virginia is feeling more comfortable offensively, starting to move the ball better and get some of those shots right in front. Here's Schutz. Schutz just muscling his way through. He kept the ball there somehow with flags flying, and now play will stop.
Yeah, watching Schutz's game, you know, I think that's where he's got to continue to develop. He's going to be that much more lethal, that big frame. And I've seen him push the left-handed to the left side of the cage a couple times, you know, trying to set up that kind of inside roll or, you know, a little roll to the outside and switching hands in a question mark move. But he's got to, you know, continue to develop. He's still a young player, but he's got a lot of potential.
Lars Tiffany likened him to Dylan Malloy. Meanwhile, what a catch and finish there by Dixon. He's been crafty in front.
Yeah, great catch and finish right here by Dixon. Great vision on the feed to the inside. Team USA, keep your head on a swivel there. You can't lose a guy right in front of the cage that easily. You weren't put into the slide package or anything else, so lost your man, lost the vision on the play, and UVA makes you pay for it.
That's Thomas Menke with the pass and the vision, the number 26th overall prospect in the nation according to Inside Lacrosse, coming in, won 3 state championships in Texas, a Dallas native. Another one of those freshmen for Virginia. What looks like a class that's going to make an impact here this year, the way they've looked here today. So 7-3, Virginia with an answer here. Trying to string something together. As with a run down the alley. Schutz muscling his way in. Schutz there off the side. Little fake and a shot just wide, that time by Dixon.
Yeah, one of the things when I played at Syracuse, we always talked about we don't rebuild, we reload. Well, you look at this freshman class that UVA has on campus now, they've brought in some serious talent.
Shot stopped there by Concannon. As Dixon, or Tiffany saying, he had looked like in this fall he had made the next step, and you can see some of the ownership he's taken today in this offense. Going low that time and finishes. A couple for Dixon after a couple against Canada. Virginia pulls to within 3.
This is an individual move here from behind the cage, and I really like number 10 Dixon's game. He's got a great quickness to him, nice quick release. We've seen some nice goals out of him. He's playing some good ball here in Sparks, Maryland today.
redshirt junior from Greenwich, Connecticut. 10 goals, 10 assists last season. Didn't play all of 2020, but came back last year, and now looks like he is primed for a big year this year. Ardella was on the floor and ended up coming up out with it. What a ground ball. Midway through this third, it's 7-4 now. Clearing pass sent into Henningberg. Hear the Virginia sideline yelling out to put a little bit more pressure here on the ball. Don't want Team USA to get too comfortable working it around. That's when they can get really dangerous with guys like Perkovic and Jones in there too. Ament with Ecock. Ament Sostad. Love that matchup today between those two. Here's Heacock, got the short stick on him. Heacock goes jump shot just over the crossbar.
Nice move there, pushing left-handed hard. Nice jump shot, just missed his mark.
They meant the speed dodge, bungled up in front, picked up there by Scott Bauer. And a slip, we've seen a few slips here. It's been, of course, a wet surface with the rains coming through. Looks like hopefully we should be good the rest of the day, but that has impacted things a bit. Does get the ball back, so that for the Team USA, that does impact at least this possession. Henningberg out up top. Perkovic, the big right for two. For one, I'm used to seeing a two-pointer. It would have been a two. It's a one for Perkovic. He scored yesterday, and he scores today, 8-4.
Yeah, no doubt, Tom. He was in two-ball range there for sure. The big right-handed rocket from out top. Love the way this guy shoots the ball. I've been able to work a couple different clinics with him over the last few years, and he stands up and does a shooting demonstration, and he just brings the heat. Big body that really gets his lower body into the shot. So a great shooter. He's having a lot of success in the sport right now.
He led the PLL in two-pointers back in 2020, so I get a pass on that one. he had 5 this past year, of course, coming out of Notre Dame, a 3-time first-team All-American there.
You absolutely get a pass, my man. That's from two-point range, no doubt.
They've rolled in now Tim Troutner for Team USA. He is in goal. Sort of moving him in on the fly after we saw Concannon in there. Troutner immediately makes a little save and gets it back out in transition.
I think Coach Tiffany's got to be very pleased with the way that his defense is playing in this game right now. They have tightened things up. There's not a lot of open options for Team USA. Yes, they've been able to crack the code and score some goals for sure. The best talent in the world right here that we're watching in blue. But Virginia's been rock solid on the defensive end, and nothing is coming easy.
I would say the goal, you're right, Ryan. I was just going to say, I don't think the goals have been very easy for Team USA. They've really had to work to score.
Good short stick defensive play. Their poles are playing good. Communication's been excellent. They're receiving some pretty good goaltending play as well.
Yeah, I've got a moving pick call there. That gets it back into the hands of Virginia. Virginia can cut it to 3 again on this possession, and that would certainly be something they're happy with heading into the fourth. two-man game set up with Menke, the freshman, now isolated, going up against JT Giles Harris here.
Good patience here by Virginia. Moving the ball, a lot of guys touching the rock.
Good movement there, out to Kumar. Schutz will restart here. Another pass to Kumar, a little fake, skips through, off the pipe.
Nice little fake shot there, a little stutter dodge. Got his hands free right in the middle of the field. I'm guessing he wished he could get that back for sure. That was a great opportunity for UVA and Kumar to put one on the board.
Dixon tried threading the needle there. That's picked off by Patrick Resch. Here he comes, less than a minute to go. Ament goes to O'Keefe. Oh, O'Keefe hits the side of the net. Missed opportunity there for Team USA.
Yeah, for sure. These guys are pretty dangerous together. Coach Stanowski's going to love that lineup when he's got those two out there on the field at the same time. Great chemistry. We've said their name a lot. They made a lot of things happen.
Oh, Menke inside, and what a pretty finish. Will Corey, the lead down to 3.
Will Corey, number 14, attackman for Virginia's got the handles and showing it off right there. Catches the ball in tight. Defenseman all over him, a little fake, and then he bangs one off the pipe. Good handle by 14.
Will Corey, the junior from Charlottesville, played in just 4 games all of last year. It's a big goal against Team USA here, the third. Stephen Kelly in there to take the face-off for Team USA this time against La Salle. Picked up eventually by La Salle on his back. 5 on the clock. US looking for one more. Ament goes no look to O'Keefe, can't handle the pass. Would have been a highlight. Instead, it's a 3-goal lead for Team USA as the timer expires here in the third quarter. It's 8-5. Looks like a good finish is in store here at the USA Lacrosse Fall Classic, live from Sparks, Maryland on Lax Sports Network. Big scramble for the opening face-off of the fourth quarter is picked up by Jared Connors, the Virginia alum, getting some time in there for Team USA. As we are back here at the USA Lacrosse Fall Classic alongside Ryan Powell, Tom Eschen here with you on the call. 8-5, Virginia tightening this thing up. We know they have a flair for the dramatic as Troutner's still in there for Team USA. I would say, you know, if you're looking at a spring game for Virginia, they'd have them right where they want them, right? I mean, trailing in the fourth, a knack for the dramatic. I think we've got that in store here today, Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been a good game, and UVA's hanging right in there. And they've really controlled the game, to be honest with you, since the first quarter of today's matchup. So the ball has been down at their end a lot more often. And I would say that they're kind of controlling the game in between the lines a little bit. Team USA's had a couple bad turnovers in the clear game, and Virginia's been very smart with the rock when they've had it. So they're definitely primed and in a good spot to make this interesting coming here in the fourth quarter.
They are playing smart lacrosse, and they got down early 5-0, similar to the way they did against Canada. But since then, Virginia has gathered the momentum and now trailing by just 3. A couple of goals for Xander Dixon today for the Virginia side of things. There's a backhand score. How about that from Will Corey? Again, his second today.
That was very similar to Dixon's goal against Team Canada, just a backhanded flip. Corey, beautiful. keeps it in his right hand, extends his arms out, keeps it away from the defenseman, and he finds the back of the net. Big time goal. Things are now getting a little bit interesting. I'm telling you right now, you asked me before this game started with the firepower that Team USA has, I would have been, no way. There's no chance, but they're making it interesting. They're out here battling, and they look a lot sharper than they did earlier today against Team Canada. I like what I'm seeing out of the Cavaliers.
We're going to have to get a side-by-side of the Dixon goal against Canada and Will Corey there. I mean, you're right. That was eerily similar. Almost so much to say they might work on that in practice.
Yeah, no doubt. Dixon's was a little bit prettier for sure, but both very nice goals. Dixon had 2 defensemen on him, and he stung it to the upper 90. Corey kind of came low crossbar there, just over the goaltender's head, and only had 1 defenseman on him. So Dixon's getting my vote over Corey, but you're right, man. They were both very nice goals, and you know, keeping it in your strong hand and just flipping it backhanded, pretty impressive and very nice to watch.
They're going to call a moving pick there on Ryan Tierney. Tom Schreiber's come back in here for Team USA. Maybe we'll see some of their main guys, main units out here for Team USA trying to win here today.
This is a big possession right now. This could really make things interesting if UVA finds a way to find the back of the net on this possession right here.
Patrick McIntosh into the middle. That one bounces through into the hands of the Cavs. Something we also should note is that Virginia is cycling some different rotations in as well. They haven't played with their top guys the whole game. They did start that way. They've had them interspersed, but right now, I mean, as we go into the fourth quarter, trying to get looks at their own guys too, while making a comeback effort. And that's something that Lars Tiffany had said. He said, you know, in past years and other teams I've been with, the drop-off between the top tier and the second and third, not as big as it used to be. Jack Simmons, the lead down to 1.
Jack Simmons with a just straight speed dodge of Miles Jones. And he gets past him with ease, gets to the middle of the field, and he throws one between the wickets of the netminder. And that's a big-time goal right there. Bad chase, not great position, and he was not ready for Simmons' speed on that dodge.
And Troutner wasn't ready for the speed of that shot. Who played really well yesterday, Troutner. It saves against Canada, now getting some time here in the fourth. Look at that, the lead's down to 1. Less than 10 minutes to go. Here's this group with Pennell, Rambo, Costabile in there as well. Looks like Ryan Tierney for Team USA. Here we go with Schlosser. That one comes free of Costabile's stick as he went to go make a move. He gets it right back, though. Rambo spinning right, spinning left. Gets it out to Schlosser. Wester stumbling ahead to Pennell. Here comes Pennell trying to set up that question mark. It's all the way across the Costabile. Arm goes up. They'll call a push on Virginia here. Let's play some more defense.
Questionable push call. Questionable. Hey, everybody's getting the kinks out here in the early going. We got fall lacrosse going.
Turning out to be a decent night here in Sparks as the day goes on for fall lacrosse. Pennell switches hands. Now feeds the middle. The shot stopped there right in front by Gavin. Well, Rosell has checked into the game, excuse me. It's been a rotating goalies for both sides, and a big save for David Rosell, the junior from Charlotte, North Carolina. Getting his first time of the day here. It made a huge save, man.
Absolutely, that comes at a big-time moment in this game.
I mean, Lars Tiffany said that, you know, they have a battle for goal this year, and it's been Nunes and Gavin, but Rosell has also played well. You know, he's not against, you know, once you get to the spring, going week by week. That's what it could be in trying to replace Alex Rode. We'll see. I don't think they'll go quarter by quarter, but we're getting a good glimpse right now.
We got the fourth quarter here, man, and a possession right here for the Cavaliers to tie this baby up.
A huge possession at that. There's the pass. Another one flies high by Kumar. Virginia doing this right now with a freshman, Thomas Menke, sort of guiding their offense. That save by Troutner. Like I said, Schellenberger's not in the game. Matt Moore's not in the game. Cormier. They're doing with their second and third guys in the depth chart and doing a pretty good job at that. Same thing defensively. Here comes Schreiber. He's number one on any depth chart.
Great leader, Schreiber is. Unbelievable player. Plays the game at a high level. Awesome leader. Unselfish.
Carried the
Super
flag.
unselfish.
Carried the flag onto the field to start today. Maybe making a bit of a statement there. Schreiber, nice dish. Almost getting it to go was Tierney while spinning. He falls into the crease. Well, they say he got pushed in. That will go the other way. How about the job defensively Virginia's done? I mean, these are some of the best players in the world, and really the U.S. hasn't gotten that really great shots off the last couple times down.
No, they're getting everything they can handle right now.
And a timeout.
Yeah, there's got to become a time here that it's Rambo time, I'm thinking, pretty soon. Game's getting tight, game's on the line. That's when number one usually steps up from what I've watched over the last few years.
Well, let's see what Lars Tiffany decides to draw up here. Virginia calls a timeout. They've got the U.S. has an 8-7 lead here with 5:24 to play in this fourth quarter, in which Virginia has clawed their way back. And much like we saw in the second quarter, where the U.S. didn't score, the U.S. hasn't scored in this fourth quarter yet. So, I mean, the Virginia defense, I mean, I don't think we expected this game to be in the single digits at all going into today, knowing the talent on both sides of the field.
Absolutely, but, you know, I wouldn't have been surprised that, you know, the Team USA has a lot of talent on the defensive end as well, all over the field, to be completely honest with you. So, you know, I wouldn't have been shocked if you told me that Virginia was going to be in single digits just because of the goaltending and the talent on the red, white, and blue. But, you know, Virginia, their defense and the way that their short stick D-middies are playing and the way that they're controlling the ball in the middle of the field has really set them up for success, and it's limited the amount of touches that Team USA has had. You talk about some of these attackmen, Rambo and Pennell, you know, he's been out there and played a quarter and a half, and I'm talking about Pennell. We haven't said his name very often. I don't think that he has a shot in the game. So it goes to show you about how good of a job Coach Tiffany is doing at Virginia and the way that their defense is playing in the game today.
They're starting to come together now after Virginia struggled a bit against Canada in their first game of the day. Canada sort of winning that one going away. The third of 4 games we're going to have for you today is coming up after this. The BC women takes on Team USA in the final game of the night, which should be another really fun matchup. So make sure to tune in for that, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Meanwhile, here comes Virginia out of the timeout looking to tie. 5:12 to go. Oh, that one just off the stick of Rodriguez. Liam Burns picks it up. Jack Rowlett slips for a moment there as U.S. clears. Miles Jones had a goal against Canada yesterday from deep. There's Rambo. Rambo working his way around. That one boggled in front. Scramble for the ground ball. Schreiber picks it up. A timeout called there by the U.S. men's national team sideline. 4:01 to go here in the fourth. Timeout, Team USA. They look to dial up to get some cushion away from Virginia. We're going down the stretch here in Sparks. The sun starting to set here in Sparks, Maryland today, turning out to be a beautiful night for a fall lacrosse battle between Team USA and Virginia. It's 8-7. 4:05 to go. Virginia has scratched and clawed their way back. The backbone of their defense for Lars Tiffany's squad doing its job. Now we'll see if they can continue to do so. Team USA possession here for the final 4 minutes.
One of the glaring things that I've seen in today's game is, you know, Team USA, there has not been a lot of guys winning their matchups and beating the Virginia defensemen to draw that slide. A lot of the goals that Team USA has scored tonight has been in transition, and they got great sticks and great IQ, but you watch the one-on-one matchups and Virginia is really holding strong, whether it's their poles or their short stick D-middies.
Here's Rambo. Ryan Tierney. And I think yesterday we saw Team USA sort of rolling out these pairs of guys that work well together and know each other well. And it worked today for Mac O'Keefe and Granny Mann. Haven't seen that as much here against Virginia in some of those combinations. That could be a reason for that. That one sails over the head of Ambler. Like a procedure call on the U.S. They'll stop play briefly and make some changes. Jack Simmons. Simmons works through everybody, now gets that over to Rodriguez. Virginia a chance to tie here. Kumar tried to force that in. Picked up by the U.S. They'll say that Virginia went in the crease. U.S. gets possession with 2 minutes to go. Don't forget, there's no shot clock, and you can see the Virginia sideline. Lars Tiffany said, hey, we gotta ride here pretty hard.
If you're Team USA right now in this situation, you can be extremely patient. Make sure you just protect the ball. You're only taking a shot if you get a great one, and it's okay if you don't even produce a shot.
That's the point we're at, which I didn't know if we'd get to that point after the U.S. jumped up to a 5-0 lead, and there is a turnover. So Virginia gets the ball back after all that, Ryan. How about that? Sloppy.
Here we go. Here we go. I mean, that's just a bad turnover right there. And you played right into the hands of the Cavaliers, and now they got an opportunity to score a goal and tie this baby up.
1 minute to play. Kumar. This is Rodriguez. Rodriguez goes low, that bounces. Let's see who wins the race, a big one at that. Someone called a timeout. I didn't see a signal from any official on who would have possession here, but I think that was granted to Virginia. So Virginia takes a timeout with 40 seconds to go, and I believe they'll keep the ball too.
Wow. This is crazy, to be honest with you, Tom.
It's almost like Lars Tiffany forced their hand there with that timeout call. He's like, okay, we're going to call the timeout, then we know we had the ball here in the situation.
Smart coach, and you know, be in this position. I didn't see this coming, to be honest with you. And hats off to Virginia, especially their defense. I mean, these guys have played unbelievable here tonight. And like I said, there hasn't been any glaring holes, and we talked about the unique opportunity to play against the top talent in the world. They are absolutely holding their own. So all the other Division I programs out there and NCAA lacrosse, take note. These guys have reloaded, and the two-time defending champs are coming back in 2022, and they're going to be primed up and ready to go again.
And Virginia right now doing this with, like I had mentioned, their sort of second and third guys in the depth chart. And Lars Tiffany sticking with that even as this score has gotten closer, sort of going with what got you there. And he had mentioned, you know, this fall they're trying to be happier and healthier and just kind of go with what they're good at. And this is what they've been good at today. So he's sticking with this group. You know, you can throw Schellenberger and Moore back in there to try to win this, but he's going to go with the guys that have played so well this half.
Yeah, guys are fresh, they're hungry, excited, playing out here against the red, white, and blue, the best players in the world. And you got an opportunity right now to tie this baby up.
Starts with the freshman Menke. Simmons has a goal today. Simmons, that ball jars free for a moment. Going over to gather that is another freshman, and Tucker Mullen. And no whistle there. That ball loose from Rowlett. Rowlett with the contact, gets it loose, 15 on the clock, big play. Rowlett was dominant this past summer for the Chaos, now with the biggest cause turnover of the contest, and he will get the ball to help run this out as the final seconds tick off the clock here in Sparks. The U.S. survives a hard-charging University of Virginia, 8-7, the final. Great defensive last possession for Team USA, Ryan.
No doubt. What a great game that we were able to witness and watch here tonight. And, you know, sometimes I remember back in 2010 playing on Team USA when we had some of these exhibition games. It is very difficult to grab all of the energy and play at the highest of highs. So I'm sure Team USA is certainly going to be okay. They got the firepower to be extremely successful in the next World Lacrosse Championships. But if you are Virginia and Coach Tiffany and his staff, what a job well done getting your team prepared and ready to play against the best. And they show that they are going to be a force this year in NCAA lacrosse.
They struggled a bit against Canada. They bounced back against Team USA. Weren't able to get the job done at the end as the U.S. put those 5 on the board early, Ryan. I think that helped them, you know, sort of skate this one away. With those guys from Penn State, O'Keefe and Amen. Amen had a hat trick. O'Keefe had a couple goals. So the U.S. able to sort of salt this one away late. Not necessarily what we were expecting.
Yeah, absolutely. Those guys played great. Amen and O'Keefe were really the stars for Team USA today and made it happen in a heavy way in the first quarter in particular. But great lacrosse game, and you know, both of these programs have some major upside to them. But you know, Team USA, Coach Sanowski, they're going to watch this film, and they certainly have a lot of areas to improve as they enter international competition and look to win the gold medal and bring it back to America.
The process continues for 2023, but now for Virginia, they're looking at 2022. A nice performance here today in the USA Lacrosse Fall Classic in Sparks, Maryland. That'll do it for our coverage here from Tierney Field. For Ryan Powell and the rest of our team, I am Tom Eschen. Thanks for watching. Tune back in 1 hour from now. The Team USA Women takes on Boston College. That should be a lot of fun, too. We'll see you then.